Hello everyone, the week is over, it's time to watch some trailers. So if you have some time, if you're not doing anything on this beautiful Sunday, let's all go to the trailers. I'm joined by Mr. Ryan Stevens.
Howdy.
Mr. Kyle Bosman.
Hello.
And we like trailers. We got some darn good trailers this week.
Darn tootin'.
To actually pick 6, the 3 we're going to focus on and the 3 that I'll just kind of recommend. It was actually kind of tough picking those, but we definitely had 2 big major announcements this week. Stop eating Kleenex off my desk, Ryan. Let's get down to it, or as Kyle likes to say, let's get started. Our first trailer is a huge announcement. Rohan is, I believe, as we speak, pouring through this thing with a fine-tooth comb. Call of Duty. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, a play on Modern Warfare, where Modern Warfare is yesterday. It's not modern anymore. We're now in the future.
It's a new Graw game, right? Like, could they thrown in an of war in there as well? I mean, sorry not to poop on the trailer because it's actually really good, but the titles, ugh.
It seems like a very clear message that they are starting something new. Like, I'm imagining we're going to get a Advanced Warfare 2 and an Advanced Warfare 3. Is this a new trilogy, you think, Kyle?
Absolutely.
New developer.
So I know you're just a massive Call of Duty fan, Kyle. What do you think?
I'm not, and I like this trailer. You can like this trailer regardless of how you feel about the series, and this trailer actually makes me excited for the series, so that, you know, maybe we are about to see some new things happen in a Call of Duty game, and that's a fun thing for a trailer to accomplish.
So from a strictly non-games player's perspective, what do we think about Kevin Spacey? Interesting pick that they haven't really done before.
And they got his likeness.
The direct
too.
celebrity. Oh, definitely.
Yeah, which I was not expecting.
Yeah.
At all. Because you know the voice quote leaked. You saw that thing with the spectral imaging?
No, I did not.
They posted on Instagram, I think.
There was a vocal sample, but then it was if you can hide data within things. You look at the waveform, and it was like a guy holding a gun, and it was very Frank Underwood if you watch whatever that show is. But it is actually for the
called House of Cards.
House of Cards, yeah.
But yeah, you can even have Spider-Man hands. He like climbs a wall like Spider-Man.
Yeah, there's lots of crazy tech, and we kind of talked about that a little bit on GT Time, Kyle, when we were speculating about the game. That you'd have like these superpowers, kind of like, is it Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise? Kind of that, like you're not completely in a mech, but you do have
an exoskeleton.
Is that new movie?
Yeah, like Groundhog Day.
Also, speaking of
movie.
Tom Cruise, those gloves were in Mission Impossible.
Must be some Cruise fans
right?
behind this game.
Whatchamacallit?
Yeah,
Babylon.
Cruise is like James Cameron, man. They are on the cutting edge of military tech. This is a very, very exciting trailer. I have watched Call of Duty trailers in the past, and I've definitely been aware of... I feel that they are trying to make me excited about this, but I am just not that excited. I appreciate that there's very cool action going on right now, but it's really not gripping me and pulling me in.
What's keeping you?
One of the things this trailer does very well is it doesn't necessarily show you everything. This trailer shows you a lot, but it also cuts away right when you don't want it to. I think one of my favorite shots is this guy gets thrown off the tank and gets thrown clearly at this pole right in the middle of the highway, and he's going to bounce off of it because why wouldn't you? And you don't see that, and then the bridge starts to collapse, but you don't really see the bridge fall. And there's lots of like holy shit moments, but you don't actually get to see the payoff.
I think it's called that's called edging.
Really?
Yeah. That's the editing term?
No, it's a masturbation term.
Oh
but
it's so gross.
I can get you back into this game because of right now. 2 words: hover bikes.
All sorts of fun tech. Sorts of scanning tech. We're looking at them scanning the environment and seeing enemies.
And going beyond the trailer, but fueled by the trailer, is Ghosts was a real dud, right? It was a dud. I mean, the outer space stuff, they like blew their cherry like right at the beginning and then of the game, and then the game was kind of like meh. And even when they debuted the game, do you guys remember like the artificial intelligence in the fish will move away from you?
Yeah.
The sights on your gun, we have used subsurface refraction to make the octagon look more like a circle.
Yeah.
And you're like, next gen. This looks a lot more fun. They're not talking about frame buffers and shit like that, but this looks like it's not gameplay, but this all looks like in-engine to me, right?
Yeah.
This looks interesting, even if I hate PMC paramilitary stuff.
Do you think the modern military shooter is going to go the way of the World War II shooter, where it's kind of like a fun niche thing? Every now and then we'll get something in Afghanistan or something that kind of represents modern combat, but it's all about hover bikes and jumping really far now.
That's a good question. I don't know. Like, I know there's a couple World War II games coming out this year, too.
Destiny defies physics all over the place. Titanfall is all about, in the future, crazy mechs and machines. This is kind of jumping ship. Like, Battlefield 5, are we going to see them do something kind of maybe buck the trend?
2142.
Just keep it old school, which is current modern school? Or
Yeah, I think we wane. I think right now we absolutely do want to jump that high and run that fast. But there's always going to be a tip back to authenticity and just be like, hey, this is what war was like. And that was what made those games crazy in the first place, is how realistic they seemed.
This trailer has a really great moment that I want to come up with a term for,
Okay.
which is, I think the trailer's over. Oh God, it's not. And the music kind of starts to go down and then starts to build up a little bit. Like you think, oh, clearly that was it. That was the end shot. I'm not going to see any more footage. And then all of a sudden, like, you get 10 more seconds. And then for some reason, like, these shots are worth more than any other shot because I didn't think I was actually going to see all this crazy stuff. And that ends up to the guy doing, like, the big jump kick on the bridge. And
Sure.
And actually, I mean, some of those shots do repeat stuff that we've already seen, but there's just something about the psychology of watching new footage and getting that extra little, like, cherry on the sundae at the end.
You want to name it? You're after your own name?
Well, I like to come up with little, like, trailer terms.
So let's call it the Jones moment.
Jonesing. Jonesing.
There are plenty of other Jones moments. I mean, there's more happier places you can, spots of nirvana you can reach with trailer watching that deserve the moniker Jones. But I appreciate that comment. Pretty dynamo. I'd probably give it a 9.4.
Before we give it a score, I want to make note of two cool things. One, no pre-order now at the end of this trailer,
Yeah, worth noting.
which I appreciate a lot.
Well, it's going to be free to play.
No.
Bet
Don't even start that. Don't even like let that seed hop into anybody's brain. You know what? I think this trailer does a lot of the things that it should have done. You know what I mean? It's showcases Spacey. It's like, hey, Kevin Spacey's in this game. You're going to see a lot of him. And then shows off cool little things amongst setting up a vibe of what the game's going to be like. It sets a tone, but also shows you neat gameplay elements that you'll be seeing. So it does a lot of good trailer things. And for that reason, 9.5.
Yeah, I'll give it like a 9 flat. It's really cool, but I don't know. There's the structure of it's great, and I guess I'm wrong. There are a couple of seconds that are first person. I mean, like, well, okay, this guy throwing out the car looks kind of canned, but there's some parts where you see him on the gun or on like the snowmobile thing. So I think that's pretty interesting. There's a little bit of tease of maybe what to expect, and a little more traditional how you'll be experiencing the game.
Last thing I wanted to know,
Soul Patch.
Xbox One gameplay they're talking about here. Crazy to me a little bit.
Yeah.
Your game would look better on PlayStation 4, but they're willing to show it on Xbox One because of that partnership.
Yeah, and specifically say it beforehand instead of.
Yeah.
I wonder if they were obligated to do that.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. There's some sort of exchange there. So
But,
that's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to the gameplay demo we will get from Call of Duty. From doing our coverage at E3, that Call of Duty first look is always a fun moment when we get that gameplay in. So I think it's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to it. So all of our scores in the 9s. Very interesting for Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I didn't want to force you guys to watch Disney Infinity. I didn't want it to be the obvious pick. But like I said, when I looked at all the trailers for the week, I definitely think it was one of the bigger announcements. And I'm most curious, for me not to talk at all about this trailer and for you guys to talk, I'm curious to get your perspective. Do you think the concept is cool? Do you think they sold it well?
Absolutely. I mean, you come into this, I think a lot of the audience has a lot of expectations because we already last year said, oh, now they have to add Marvel. And I said, no, they won't add Marvel Disney Infinity. They won't do that. And here they are. They work. And it looks like a decent game where you get to be a superhero, which is fun. Like, any game that lets me fly around, I'm on board for. And, like, here we are just flying around as Iron Man. Yeah, thank you for allowing us to do these kind of things.
I have two takes on this. My first take is it is crazy how quickly Marvel has been integrated into the Disney pantheon.
You're right.
This is Disney Infinity. This is only Marvel. Marvel is Disney. Like, they're putting it in your face.
Yeah.
I mean, just like how the last game only had Mickey Mouse and it was all like Pixar characters and multiple versions of Johnny Depp. My second take is I'm glad they put in villains, because were there really villains in the last one? I know you have all the figures, Jones.
Yeah, there were. Yeah,
Like
all
who?
of the major things. Well, the Incredibles had their villain, which was Syndrome, and the Pirates had their two villains, which was Barbossa and
Barbossa's a quasi-villain.
Quasi-villain, and Davy Jones, who was the big,
Okay.
the big
Sorry,
villain.
I thought it was.
Randall technically is in Monsters Inc.
When I watched this, I was just like, are they gonna have bad guys? And also, I'm a slightly Black Widow and Hawkeye from the movie franchises are dull visually, and that's how they've been represented here. Also, I'm kind of surprised to see Samuel L. Jackson as well, but I think that's really cool as Nick Fury.
Wait, is he doing the voice?
I
don't
think
know.
so. They said some people will be doing the voice from the films.
But like here's this lineup, like right?
Oh, that Hawkeye, he's a little bit like Hawkeye. He's a little bit like the current
The Matt
day.
Fraction one?
Yeah.
But the Matt Fraction one's also a little different than the normal Marvel universe.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a kind of a side story.
Yeah.
A Gaiden, if you will.
Well, he's everyone's favorite Hawkeye ever. So
Yeah,
make
no,
him look like that, right?
It's great. It's just, I wish they kind of vamped it up a little bit. You know, we were just doing the X-Men top 10, and I was remembering the Wolverine game. You could unlock the old, like, 80s Wolverine costume where he's, like, super yellow, you know? It's cool to see that
Well,
stuff
they did
sometimes.
mention, costumes. They showed, like, Black Hulk, or Gray Hulk. Was there Black Hulk, or was he's Gray Hulk, right?
There's Grey Hulk, yes.
Yeah.
And so it's fun, like, to add those skins. And to maybe think if they can do that with figures in the future. But again, I could go on and on about it. I was just curious,
But does this
specifically
mean-
from a trailer perspective, like the way the trailer was presented, the way you see the footage.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a good pacing. I mean, I still don't think it's crazy.
A little Spider-Man tease at
I
the
mean,
end.
you know it's going to be Marvel, right?
Right.
So, but it's cool. I'm just curious, does this mean... I know we already got the lightsaber, but does this mean Infinity 3.0 is just going to be Star Wars?
Yeah,
Yes.
Star Wars is next year.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I
still want to see... I still want to see, like, Donald Duck and Goofy.
Of course, and they'll do that. But they will be able to do that, and people will be willing to invest in that, honestly, from a gameplay perspective, because of all the ridiculous amounts of money that they're going to make on Marvel and Star Wars. Like, those are basically, their launch, Marvel and Star Wars are like the tripod that's going to set up the whole franchise and everything. Because if you think about Skylanders, where Skylanders at now, you know, in the 4th season, Skylanders like, traps, and it's like, oh, that's kind of clever, but like, they really had to think hard to come up, let me finish, they really had to think hard to come up with that gameplay perspective and sell that as a whole 4th generation of their game. Whereas by the time Infinity gets to their 4th generation, they will have already released all of the Marvel stuff and all of the Star Wars stuff. And I just think we'll be in a much stronger financial position to just like, we can do whatever the hell we want now. Mary Poppins, boom, there you go. I don't care how much that sells because we can just support, you know.
But from the non-Marvel stance, like, obviously there's Stitch.
Yeah.
And then there's, I can't say her name.
Merida and Maleficent.
So are they part of 2.0?
Oh, yeah.
So it's not just Marvel.
They will be, their functionality for those characters will be on the disc, but they might not be available at launch.
Okay.
Like, Merida will be like Rapunzel. It'll be like
Gotcha.
a standalone figure that you can buy on.
Well, I'm glad that
by
they're still
itself.
going back to the Disney stuff.
Maybe they could have been a little more upfront with explaining kind of how some of these figures work. I always think it's weird when they're like, they show Merida, and then it's like, oh, cool, Merida's going to be in it. And they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, she's not that hidden, guys. 9.2. I'd give it. Very good. Good job. I like Disney.
Yeah, I'll give it a high score too. Basically, revealing all these characters and also, showing what they do. I mean, the thing that excited me most is when you showed the skill tree of these characters. The idea that like Captain America has a skill tree and like you can level him up. Great. Yes, thank you. You don't get that impression that it's anywhere near that deep from this trailer. But yeah, good trailer. 9.0.
8. It's good. I don't know. I'm just... Who's in the starter pack?
Black Widow, because she's the only chick in like the whole thing.
Right?
Thor and Iron Man.
Oh, okay. So no villains.
Our final trailer is super weird, super random, and popped up right at the beginning of the week. And I thought, boy, that's a beautiful trailer. And then as the week went on, it still stood as one of my favorite trailers that I saw this week. Such a great style in this trailer. I don't know if you guys really paid a lot of attention to it when you were watching it before, but just makes me feel good inside. I like art and paper and crafting fun stories and backgrounds.
What did you feel about the transition?
I love the transition.
I thought it worked really well. You mean the transition to 3D?
The art style. Yeah, well, yeah. The art direction.
I thought the music did a really great job in like building up and getting louder and adding more instruments, and so you kind of feel this swelling of like, wow, things are changing. The trailer meant to do that.
So I actually know a little bit about this game.
Shoot.
Well, it's made in Turkey, and the game itself doesn't really look so much like this. It looks a little more like the 3D, but it's still like a 2D side-scrolling game. But it's funny you mentioned the music and the art design, and it's all like Turkish. Like the band is, I think they had like a band do all the music, like some psychedelic band. This was a Kickstarter game, and then they went to like a animation firm to do all these animations and stuff. So it's really like getting the whole village together to do stuff. And then the game itself is actually kind of like looks like Limbo with a little bit of Brothers or Eco, where you have to carry your brother around and he's scared of the dark.
Oh no, I wish you didn't tell me that.
What?
Oh, I don't like that kind of game.
You don't like Eco or Brothers and stuff?
I like Eco, sure, yes, but those are my least favorite parts, where it's like, oh, the ghost
Yorda?
monsters came out, yep, and like protect Yorda. Like she's just gonna stand and whimper while you have to hit them with your stick.
Well, you have to carry him around and like drop him off. I mean, I actually.
Ugh.
No, I don't know. It's up my alley.
You really affected how much I liked this trailer. I loved this trailer.
Well,
before you-
don't confuse the trailer with the game.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's my job. No, it's beautiful, and I think the game looks rad too.
I like that there's no English spoken in this trailer. I mean, it's Turkish, obviously, but like there's no subtitles. There's no attempt to kind of force the story down our throats. There's no titles or anything. There's nothing really to interrupt. You just kind of have to like feast upon all this visual information and come up with what it means. You know, why is everything so happy here and it's not raining and then it's night and it's raining and very oppressive, and what's the difference between this world we're seeing now and this huge like Judge Dredd. Just definitely has that, like, I don't know, I just love the environment. I want to go to this city. I want to live in this city for a little bit. I think the trailer just feels very organic, very planned out. We don't actually see any gameplay, but I still get a strong sense of like what this game will probably look like while I'm playing it. Maybe not how the camera movement will go or how the gameplay will work. So rewind time, Kyle, and let me know what you thought of the trailer before Ryan ruined it for you.
I like it a lot. Basically, when it was the 2D thing, I was kind of like, why did Brandon pick this one for this week? And then that transition to this 3D world, the actual world, and you're right, the music becomes more complicated as the world becomes more complicated in a very interesting way. It's a great trailer for that reason. And shoot, you see that guy locking up kids at the end. I mean, it gets real heavy. Because of course, like, you see this guy, we're supposed to hate this guy. Oh, he's making robots that people are buying. Of course he's the villain. But a neat way to just kind of give us all of that without, I don't know, being too overt about it. But cool trailer. I like it a lot. Are we giving them scores right at this point?
Sure, I will score it for you just to set things off. I will give it, it would have been nice to maybe get a little bit of gameplay. So for that, I'd give it an 8.5. Because it would have been nice to see, what the game looks like. Because you learned a little bit more and were a little turned off by it, Kyle. So maybe they could have set things up so when you did find out more about the gameplay,
it's a good thing they kept that a secret. So Brandon, when I was about to give it a score, and you said no, me first, it was going to be an 8.5. I'm sticking to it.
Okay.
Weird.
Also 8.5. Yeah.
It's the triptych 8.5.
Nice.
Are you subtly saying that I interrupted you and was very rude there, Kyle?
No, not at all.
Okay.
You. That's the way this show goes. That's the format of the show. Brandon always goes first.
I just want to make sure you understand that, Kyle.
Yeah.
So those were all the fun trailers that we saw this week. Pretty good trailer for weeks. Pretty good week for trailers. Child of Light launched. We've talked about Child of Light previously on the show. That had a fun launch trailer.
No, do not watch this launch trailer.
It's a very epic trailer. It's nothing. The game is very poetic and beautiful and soft and subtle, and the trailer is very like Lord of the Rings, Child of Light.
Heavy spoilers. I wish I did not see are in this launch trailer.
Well, there's that too. So
As somebody who's playing through the game right now, please don't watch this launch trailer. Don't watch it.
So close your eyes.
Brandon,
Sorry.
don't even show it right now. Like, this trailer makes me so mad.
Redacted.
Very quickly, let's move on to something else that's not spoilery. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure got a very bizarre trailer. They're attempting to tell the story either in the game or the story leading up to the game, but there's a lot of text and a lot of people yelling in Japanese. It's very strange. I mean, I guess they put Bizarre in the title and you get what you pay for. So if you want to check that out, you can on GameTrailers. And also Mario Kart 8 got a Nintendo Direct trailer, which was more Mario Kart footage.
Yeah, just as good as any of the other ones.
What's the name of the new character that I kept pointing at?
Baby Rosalina?
No, the other one.
Pink Gold Peach.
Weird.
It's certainly not as exciting as something like a Smash Brothers Charizard reveal.
She couldn't have been Gold Peach. She has to be Pink Gold Peach. Oh my God.
Is she shiny? Is she a shiny pink statue, or is it?
Yeah,
no, she's a character. She's a living character.
No, when I saw her, I thought she grabbed like the one power up in Mario 64 that makes them all chrome.
Yeah,
sure. I thought that's what they were going. I think that's what they are still going for. But I just don't get the what's the RP behind this.
Where do you go from there? Like Robo Mario, Robo Peach?
I would love Robo Mario.
Crystal Peach, Platinum Peach,
Reggie,
Ethereal Peach, Invisible Peach. So those are some other fun trailers that you should check out.
Invisible Peach is hilarious, by the way.
I'm down. They got to take it somewhere. It's like the Pokemon colors. Like they got to run out of ideas at some point.
We've ran out of
silver
colors.
and gold, and then platinum and
burnt sienna.
Well, we did X and Y this year. We got
cheese and
letters
bacon.
now.
Thank you guys for listening to us yap about trailers. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Kyle.
Oh, hey,
Trailer
hey.
of the week?
Trailer of the week. Call of Duty, probably. I mean, that was,
Yeah, I think it has to go to Call of Duty.
Yeah,
they,
we talked about it a lot.
They showed up. They
Yeah.
definitely showed up.
And it was nice. It came in right at the end. We shouldn't have been talking about it technically. We were going to watch it on Sunday, but thankfully, to whoever spoiled it, we got it a little bit early, so we talked about it on the show. And we will be back next week to talk about a bunch more trailers, and we hope you will join us. Thanks, guys. See you next week.